Dakota doesn't have a professional football team.
I'll tell you.
Well, because in Minnesota,
I like that.
Not if you're,
Yeah. Why South Dakota doesn't have a professional football team?
yeah.
Because then Minnesota would want one too.
That is funny.
that would be great, thank you.
Trying to make Tony mad or what?
I don't think I better tell my brother-in-law
Years
that.
ago, it might have, not anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
My brother-in-law is an avid, baseball player.
So's mine.
Like when they're winning, he has no voice because he just screams so loud.
I don't know
But
if
when
I
they're
ever-
losing,
I don't know if I
he
passed that or not.
literally is
I don't
screaming,
think so.
no voice because he's screaming at the TV. Crazy.
My brother-in-law lives in Philadelphia, and he has Vikings tattooed down his legs and his arms, Minnesota Vikings. He is a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan.
Yes.
I
But my
thought, living
brother-in-law
in,
actually lives in Minnesota, so
yeah, he lives in Philadelphia. I was surprised. I thought he'd be an Eagles fan. Not.
Nah.
Looked like you're cold, Jim.
Yeah, a little bit.
Are they making you walk now? You don't even have a vehicle?
We'll price
Yeah,
gas up to
they
make
won't
them
let me
off.
drive anymore.
Price of gas?
Somebody sold him for free.
If you were wearing white, you looked like, who's the guy that sings the Snowman song, the old one?
Thanks.
Rural Eyes, yeah. They look just like,
Wish I could sing like it.
yeah.
You don't need to sing.
Yeah.
Only from here up, I don't look like him. I don't think.
So you got your taser on there.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Vest on. You have a little padding extra there.
It does help keep you warm.
Where's our,
Try and fight it.
it's up ahead.
Well,
Got one of them, but you got more.
Justin's at the concert because his daughter's playing and singing tonight. Terry's here, I don't know where Ron is.
Shannon? Shannon?
I'm sure. Probably seen that running around in that black, that's lake.
Oh, yeah.
That's my wife Cassidy.
Yes, I'm Jim.
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Where you live?
Second, we're 326, second, west.
Around the corner?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Well, you're just a lot
I know you were.
west of me.
Oh, okay. Oh, excellent, good. If we need you, you're real close. That's a good thing.
So did he look at that?
Who's this from?
We don't know.
I assume that this is.
Let's take a moment and pray. Father, thank you for your grace and your mercy. Thank you for the gift of this day. Thank you for the gift of salvation. Father, thank you that another construction season has come and ended, that there were no serious injuries this year. Father, I lift up the city workers as they prepare for winter weather. Father, keep them safe, keep them alert. Father, keep those that are driving past them alert as they clear the streets and do the other things that'll come up in the days, the weeks, and the months ahead. Father, I pray that you would give the city council, the members, wisdom tonight as they discharge their duties. Father, give them the wisdom that only you can give. Father, I pray that everything that is done would glorify your Son's name, and in his name I pray. Amen.
Call the meeting to order and begin with the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda, I have nothing to add or subtract. So I would,
Except for this right here.
you wanna take that off? Other than, we're gonna do away with the executive session on the bottom, so we'll delete that.
So moved.
Second,
Go second.
second,
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as amended. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Approval of the minutes found on pages 1 and 2. Is there any addition or corrections to the minutes? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes as printed.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as printed. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Public input. Anybody got anything to talk about that's not on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll go on, we'll start right down the agenda. The very next thing is the department head reports. Has anybody got any questions, comments, or whatever from the department heads? If not, we'll go on, we got a public hearing at 7:15.
Is this where we need to clean up the cameras? The cameras? Okay.
No, I think there's one separate.
Separate, okay.
Got 10 minutes. Let's go to unfinished business, a second reading of ordinance 727. That's found on page 11. Ordinance number 727. Be it ordained by the city of Miller that the following sum is supplementary appropriated to meet the obligation of the municipality. The general fund, $13,300. That's sale of a street sweeper. The general fund, sale of municipal property, $13,300. Economic development, a community center, $1,200. And that's from the gross and receipt tax. It was over $1,200 over what we had it budgeted for.
12,000.
So I'd entertain a motion to approve or reject the second reading of ordinance number 727.
I'll make a motion, we approve ordinance number 727.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 727. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote by roll call. And I'll start with Alderman Steers,
Aye.
Alderwoman Lichty,
Aye.
Alderman Rangel,
Aye.
Alderman Odegaard,
Aye.
Alderman Zeller,
Aye.
Alderman Schwartz.
Aye.
Hearing 6 ayes and no nays, the motion carried by unanimous ballot. Motion carried. Oh, we still got time. Let's go to number 3 here. Fuel bids.
I think they're down.
Has everybody looked at them?
I was just looking.
I didn't even know they're there, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we have two, let's see, I better look at the second one, make sure it's a bid. Okay, we have two fuel bids, one from Agtegra, and their bid is, will be our fuel bid for fuel pulled from our station in North South Dakota from January 1st until December 31st, 2022 will be whatever our station price is the day it is lifted. In addition, you will receive the federal tax credit off the price. Cowboy Country Stores. Cowboy Country Stores fuel bid for 2022 will offer a discount of 6 cents per gallon on gas and diesel fuel. Monthly statements will reflect 6 cents a gallon plus the federal fuel tax credit. And that's the bids. Now, we're both gonna give the fuel tax credits. The only difference will be the 6 cents per gallon on gas and diesel fuel off of the pump price. I would recommend that we take the Cowboy Country price.
I make a motion, we accept Cowboy Country's bid for 6 cents per gallon off the price.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Let's go to number 5. Cord for West Lift Station, $1,250. You wanna explain that to me?
The west lift station, the cord, or the distance from the pit to the building is a lot farther than the east one, so it's gonna need a longer cord. And they thought the 50-footer would work, but it won't, so it needs a 75. So it's $1,250 more, which is already ordered. But I'm just bringing it up to you so you know about it.
That was the east lift station?
That's for the west lift station. Don't need one for the east lift station because the building's sitting on top of the hole where it goes in. The west one is not,
Is this for the grinder?
for the grinder, yes.
Can we use the same funds to pay for that cord that we did for the grinder then?
So it's $1,250 for an additional 25-foot of cord?
Because I have to be ordered. The guy explained it to me, but if you go in and change it now, it's gonna be 18 weeks out farther longer.
So it's easier
Right,
just
it's
to
still
get the,
coming with the 50-footer, but they got to change it somewhere. I don't know if it's in Watertown or where they change it, but they have to change it, and that's what the price is. It wouldn't have been that high if you would have ordered it that way.
can we send the 50-foot cord back and get some money out of it?
Evidently not.
Do you get the 50-foot cord?
Do we get it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never asked them.
I mean, in case one would ever go to heck, if you have one sitting here, it would be,
I can ask them.
I mean, if you're buying the 75-footer, you ought to get the 50-footer.
Yeah. He explained it to me and I wasn't too happy about it. Things didn't go real well, but that's what we ended up with.
Well, don't do a lot of
But if
good.
we change it, it's 18 weeks longer. So I told him just to leave it as they planned and we'll deal with it.
And you'll just wire in our new cord?
They will, yeah.
Dave will do that.
It's not much good if you can't get power to it.
Right.
Cheaper run that way.
That's what he questioned the company also about the huge price, and they said that's what it is. So,
Sounds like we need a new tape measure.
So we need a motion to approve that, or?
Yes.
Guess I'll make a motion, we approve the 75-foot cord.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the $1,250 purchase of a cord for the west lift station. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried.
Let me call Ted now.
Well, it being 7:15, we have a public hearing advertised for Phase 4 water, sewer, and funding application.
Message 1, US01 LV.
Listen.
Good afternoon, Northeast Council of Governments.
Hi Ted, this is Shayla and the whole council.
Good evening.
They're very talkative.
You want me just to launch into it, or?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. between the engineer, who I understand is at the meeting tonight, and myself. We put together cost estimates. More importantly, he did and sent them to me. We will be applying for another phase, or phase 4, for water, wastewater improvements for the city of Miller. I created a couple of spreadsheets tonight that I wanted to go through. You guys have been through this process a little bit in the past, so tonight I have to present what's known as the worst case scenario. So with that, one of them is titled Miller Wastewater and Storm Sewer Improvements, applying for DANR funding at the top. The first set of rows there just talks about the number of users in town, and if it's multiplied correctly, should generate roughly $450,000 worth of revenue per year. This is in a perfect scenario that everybody pays on time. The next set of row there is the loan amount. We're going to be asking for $1.1 million at a rate of 2.125% at a term of 30 years. The monthly repayment for that is $4,134.92. The yearly payback is $49,619.04. And the 110% debt capacity is $54,580.94. So that's the magic number we need to get to. Requires you to collect in an extra 10% above what the loan payment is to the state. That's how they keep their rates down, is by showing additional capital coming in order to pay for the note. The next set of rows then is the amount needed to be increased. So that column with the $1 in there just shows for every dollar that you increase, the city should take in $8,952. So in order to afford the loan, if it's all loan, what they gave you, the city would need to increase $6.25. That would generate $55,950, which is above that 110% debt capacity amount of $54,580. The existing fees are $59.20. So the fees would be, well, that didn't tally right. Let me auto sum that and give you a correct amount. For some reason it didn't tally the way it should have. $65.45 is what it should be. So is there any questions on that one? Okay, switching over to the other spreadsheet then, which is Miller Water Improvements, applying for DANR funding. Again, the first set of rows is if everybody pays on time, the city should generate roughly $587,503 in revenue on the water side every year. The loan amount that we're applying for on the water side is $4,307,000 at a rate of 2.125% at a term of 30 years. The monthly payback for that note is $16,190.08. Yearly payback is $194,280.96. And then the number we need to look at then is the 110% debt capacity of $213,709.06. So moving on to the bottom row there, again, for every dollar you increase should generate $9,840. So if it's all loan at $4,307,000, the city would need to increase their water rates by $21.75. You add that onto the existing rate of $57.54, which is for 5,000 gallons worth of water. The city's rates would then be at $79.29. Again, this is the worst case scenario on both water and waste. I don't expect that either one of them would be all loan. However, I can't tell you what the grant percentage is going to be. That's something that's decided at the March meeting of next year. there any questions on that portion of the water public hearing? Okay, the other funding source we're going to be applying for is going to be USDA Rural Development. We're going to be asking for a combined total of the 1.1 on the sewer and the 4.307 on the water. So we'll be applying for 5.407 million in funding from USDA Rural Development. Right now, that rate is currently at 2.5% for up to 40 years. That will change on a quarterly basis, so it'll depend on when we close the loan. And we don't close the loan until we get closer to starting construction on the project. Is there any questions on the DEA&R funding application or the USDA funding?
It doesn't appear so.
Okay. I got the resolutions down to Shayla today, and then she nicely informed me that, well, we probably should have had that on the agenda, so we're going to just pass those at the next meeting, which is prior to the January 1st deadline for application. So the actual resolutions that will allow the mayor to sign it will be passed at the next city council meeting.
And I did have copies for everyone, but we'll add them to the December 20 agenda. Any questions for Ted or for Camden?
Until we know more information, it doesn't do any good to project what it may or may not be until we know.
Until March.
Until March, yeah.
Without a load of grant money, not gonna happen.
Right. I guess there's no questions for you, Ted.
Anything else the council wants to talk about tonight?
It's cold outside.
Yes, it is. And I do appreciate you guys letting me phone this stuff in so that I don't have to travel in the cold tonight.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Thanks, Ted, we appreciate you doing this for us too.
Not a problem, Ron. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
I expected more people to have questions.
Thanks, Camden.
Thank you.
Thanks, Camden.
It's just really kind of a non-subject until we know more in March. I mean, there's not anything that we can.
This is just kind of a formality.
Yeah. Well, it's with public questioning too, wasn't it?
Right.
So, I mean, we actually heard most of this already. I think that's why we didn't have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to Camden last time.
Yep.
We have until the 1st to,
At the next meeting, we'll read the resolutions and approve those to actually apply for the grant.
Okay, then do you want a motion to table this until the next meeting or just do it? Okay, well, we'll bring this for discussion up at the next meeting then.
Hand?
If there's nothing else for that hearing on that, we'll go to number 1 on the new business, and that's on-hand economic development update.
Hello, everyone. So I visited last time in September, so my calendar said I needed to come back and update you on some of the projects we've been working on and some of the exciting things going on in our community. Our revolving loan fund right now has 8 loans, the same as last time, just over $600,000 out in our community. That affects approximately 80 employees in Han County. I've given out 2 applications since the last time I've spoke to you to potential business owners. Those are for current businesses in town, so we're waiting to get those applications back. Our recruitment program, we have assisted with 4 new employees in Han County, and then the GOED back in October matched our funds. So instead of $15,000 for that program, we now have $30,000. We get the recruitment money from the state, the GOED, on a case-by-case basis. They have a little more rules than we have for our program. I haven't signed anybody up for that one yet. They have to be a full-time employee that make at least $20 an hour, and they have to be hired out of state in order to use those funds. I have been working with some businesses on that, but haven't had anybody bite yet. Hotel project, last month I visited with a hotel group out of Aberdeen, and they would be interested in partnering with somebody locally, whether that's Miller or wherever, somebody that's interested in the project. They're working on some plans for me, so a drawing, but also some potential numbers. We've gotten the sales tax numbers from some other places similar in size, so we're working with that. Once we have a drawing and something that people can see, we plan on having a community meeting. So maybe we can find some interest for investments or people that want to see that project move forward. So stay tuned for that. We're just waiting on that drawing, like I said. Business visits, so I try to visit every business and organization in Han County at least once a year. So far to date, I've talked to 143 at these business visits. We talk about problems, success stories, retention, succession. We also are currently supporting any businesses for sale in Han County, and I'm working, assisting a current business with a potential new owner. They're working on a business plan, loan information, etc. We're looking for new land for our industrial park because we sold our last lot to Foreman's. They needed more land for their business, so as soon as we figure out a spot and we have a business that wants to go in, we'll apply for some grant funding. Our sidewalk loan, we still only have 1 business enrolled, and that's a 2% loan. Housing, so the land to the east of the school, we've talked about to death. The school came up with their price. I reached out, and I didn't write the name of the company down that you told me to call, and I'm on their list. I don't know if that's the good list or the bad list. It makes me nervous. But looking at the current numbers, there's no way that we could put infrastructure and then sell those lots and break even. It's just not gonna happen at the price of what it's gonna cost with everything that's gone up. Well, you guys, I'm preaching to the choir, but we can't find that sweet spot. We can't take out a loan to lose money. So right now we're looking at some new land, unfortunately, because we just can't afford the infrastructure to put that in. Beautification projects, we're waiting on some supplies for the Miller Community Center donor wall. It's up and it looks great. We're just waiting on a few things. Signs and awnings. You're gonna see some new awnings on Main Street, hopefully tomorrow. Something we've been working on for a really long time. We also assisted 2 businesses, with new signage. So we have a grant program for our signs, and we have a grant loan program for the awnings. Any business in Han County can apply. It's up to $1,500 per awning or 25% of the cost. Promotion of Han County, I do a radio interview every Monday talking about events and shopping in Miller, supporting local. We work with the Miller Press and our website, Facebook. Our website traffic from this date last year, we're up 97%. Our busiest pages, so to speak, is news, employment, and rental properties. People really are looking for places to live. I think a lot of what's driving our website traffic is keeping it current, and we're really trying to promote it a lot more. Public speaking, I spoke to the Miller Elementary School back in November about spending money in our community and how when you spend money locally, it stays in our community. We then had a little contest and put the drawings up around town, so that was kind of fun. And then in TV, I worked with Dakota News Now on a story about the Christmas light show in the Crystal Park. So that was kind of exciting to be featured on there. The community center. So 2021 was our biggest year ever for the Miller Community Center for paid events. And it's probably because 2020 was so crappy, right? But we're really proud of the number of events that we had, especially the number of big events. We had 5 weddings over 500 people, which was the biggest spike we've ever seen. November is really busy with kids. Basketball, November was busy. December, we have Christmas parties and lots of meetings. We did do some painting, and we're working on some new flooring, just waiting on supplies for that. Summers Bar, as you know, we inherited. We have it listed with cost agency, and we're asking $40,000. We have showed it several times. We've also kept the liquor license active here in the last few months, and we have someone interested again, so stay tuned on that. In other news, we hosted the Shop Small Saturday event the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We had over 50 people attend, but after talking to the local businesses, the Thanksgiving weekend was one of the busiest they've seen in a long time, so it's something to be proud of. Miller should be proud that people are supporting local. Back in September, the middle of September, On Hand co-sponsored the Career Here event in Redfield. We had over 350 students attend from a region where they got the opportunity to come in and talk to potential businesses. We had businesses from Miller represented at that event. The purpose is to show kids that they can get great careers in small towns. So that was a super, super successful event that we're proud to be a part of with Redfield and Tulare and Doland, and I can't remember all of them. I'm sure I missed somebody. November, we also completed our strategic plan for 2022. If you're interested in learning more about that, talk to me. It's pretty fun. It's a night where we talk about some of our victories in our community, and we wanted to thank the city of Miller especially for the time and commitment that you have all put in, but also the city employees were recognized at our strategic planning in some of the things that they have been doing. Most recently, like the park and the lights and just really putting in the effort and the pride. We appreciate that. But we also talk about our plans for next year and the years to come, what we want to accomplish. But I'll talk about that more some other time. I know you guys have a lot going on. So that is my update in a nutshell. Questions? Comments?
So one of the things I noticed being at the community center when we did the Halloween benefit with the Fultons, would be really nice in there would be a brand new speaker system that would work throughout the whole thing.
So yeah, we've talked about that for a number of years. The problem is if we get a fancy speaker system, number one, nobody is going to know how to use it when they come in. Number two, the building itself, well, weddings and stuff bring in their own. So when a wedding dance comes
Like a
in,
DJ or something.
they bring in a DJ, they bring in a band, they bring in their own. So there's not really a point for that. Your event, that event, and then the one the hospital does, have been the only two that have asked for one, and they're really expensive. So we've looked into it, but the sound in there is also just not good. So we talked about an idea of trying to fix that, kind of like what they did at the school where they put the things on the wall, also very expensive. But yes, we have talked about it. We would be afraid if we put all that money into it that nobody would know how to run it, and also where are we going to keep it, because we have very limited storage. And then all the kids' basketball. And
Can't leave it up.
we can't, no.
And I know they're expensive. I didn't know if you could have a fund drive just for something like that.
Yeah, and that's a possibility. We have some other priorities ahead of that. Maybe that's the nicest way to say that. For appearance wise, the outside of the building, the floors really need to be redone. There's some other things that are on the list ahead of that, unfortunately. If more people would come in and say, you know what, we have this event, we'd love a speaker system, then we probably could justify it a little bit more. That's a good point, though. What else?
I wonder if everybody in here has seen it all decorated when, why am I blanking? Blevior decorated. And
For, yep, weddings.
how unbelievably nice it looks in there.
Yep.
When she came in and had that place all decked out. It's really nice.
Yeah, we got a lot of compliments on the facility this year.
Yeah.
And every year we try to do a project. This year, I don't know if you've been in where you come into the on-hand office, the flooring there got ruined from some water damage. It really needs to be pulled up. I mean, it's completely ruined. It's something that's needed to be done for a long time. So that's kind of right now at the top of the list. Unfortunately, we're waiting on, of course, like everybody else, supplies, but. Anything else? Ron? No?
Oh, yes. Did you, last time I was talking to you, you were talking about these awnings.
Yep.
Are they here?
Hopefully the awnings, fingers crossed, should be going up tomorrow. They're recovering, they're sitting right now in the community center gym. So we worked with businesses. If they all did them, the ones that want to redo them at one time, we got them a deal kind of thing. And then we let the company work on them in our gym. So that was the arrangement. Hopefully tomorrow. There's one that got delayed. It won't be until March, but we said start on the other ones. It's not right that we're waiting on one. So we're gonna see some even new awnings too. So it's definitely something the entire community of Miller should be appreciative of, that the businesses put that money into the look of their business in our main street, because we get so many compliments whenever I go out of town on how nice our main street looks. So it's something we should be proud of. Hopefully tomorrow, Ron. Fingers crossed. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Stacia. Okay, we're gonna go to number 2, which is NECOG 2022. Cooperative agreement, joint cooperative agreement, and that's found on pages 12 through 14. Are these figures that are down here for this, it's $8,170, is the county gonna pay that, or have we gotta negotiate like with them we did have on other years?
We told them a few years ago that we're only gonna be able to pay what our fee is, and they'll have to pay the county fee. So we're budgeted for the $1692.
They're budgeting for our fee.
For just our portion, yes.
Do we have to make up this other then? Or-
The county has to pay the $8,100, we just pay the $1,600.
Oh, okay.
Make a motion to approve the 2022 joint cooperative agreement with NECOG.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the 2022 joint cooperative agreement with NECOG. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Number 4 is a snow blower.
I have some prices on the snow blower that we'd like to get. I like you guys got a handout on, didn't you?
Yeah.
And, right now, they've been getting cleaned off with a Bobcat, and the Bobcat's a little bit too big for them, and it's tearing the sidewalks up. You're gonna spend a lot more replacing the sidewalk than you are gonna be to buy one of these things. Plus, it'll be a lot easier than guys doing it. They have to do it by hand. I've done it by hand a lot of times, and it's not an easy task when you got a lot of snow removal.
Cindy has on here in 2022, you didn't wanna get it in this year's budgets, or do you know what your budgets are for this year?
I didn't think I had much left in both of them,
No, I don't remember.
so thinking next year's. The thing of it is the snow blowers that Ace has right now, that's all they got, they can't get any more.
Okay.
So, gotta wait to see if it snows, and everybody's gonna want them. So.
This would be able to be used like on sidewalks too, if needed, if the city's gotta go out, clean someone's sidewalk.
Yep.
The last snow blower I think I saw in the street shop looked like it come from the Stone Age.
Yeah, I don't know if they even got find one over there, but I know they got one for a Cup Cadet, but that don't work on the fire hall sidewalk or the airport sidewalk. That's what I'd like to get it for, is them two sidewalks. Snow gets pretty deep on both of them. And when you got as much snow removal as we got, a shovel doesn't work. And if you guys had to clean it off once, you'd understand.
And then how are you gonna haul that around then?
It's looking at a receiver hitch with a ramp.
Huh.
That pickup with the snow plow needs some ballast on the back of it anyway. So, very clear on the back of that.
Or you and Ron could just pick it up and lift it into the back of the pickup each time.
Good.
Ron's not 21 anymore.
Those things are really heavy, I'm kidding.
Or call Bob and he'll help you.
He's got experience.
Yeah,
I think everybody here pretty much owns a snow blower.
You've got enough trailers over there that you can put it on the trailer also.
You could, but
Yeah.
I don't plan on doing that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So if we approve this, you can't pay for it till next year.
Yeah, it's only a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And I'm sure Ace has no problem with that.
No, they already, in fact, they already put sold on it.
I guess,
Might come in on Tuesday if they take sign that up.
I guess I'd make the motion, we, buy that snow blower.
I'll second it.
We got a motion and a second to purchase a snow blower. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried.
You're on a roll, Terry. Is there anything else you want?
Or that you bought.
Phase 4.
It's early Christmas.
Snowboard?
Okay,
Hand warmer?
That's on yours. Oh, okay. This one don't have a seat.
the next thing is Summers Bar liquor license renewal.
Down there.
Yep.
Well, it looks like all the paperwork's in order.
Make a motion to approve Summers Bar liquor license renewal.
Have we got a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Summers Bar liquors license renewal. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried.
I
No.
haven't heard from Marnie yet on your documents. I sent them when you gave them to me the first time and again today. I'm hoping they work, cause that's what I told the other one to do too, but I still haven't heard from Marnie if that's sufficient, so. I'll let you know if anything changes for documentation for what you sold.
Why would something change?
I've asked her to verify that what you've given us is sufficient, and I have not heard from her in the last,
I'll call her tomorrow.
yeah, if you wanna call her, cause I've sent it to her three times. 3 different times, and I haven't,
Email?
yeah, so. Just wanted to make sure everything was good, and I haven't heard, so.
The next thing on the agenda is a Civil Air Patrol ad found on page 16. What is that, what is that, 109, is that, that's a yearly,
That's an
annual?
We did it for the first time last year, and she sent it again this year, wanted to make sure we wanted, whether or not we wanted to advertise in their Civil Air Patrol magazine again for this year, for 22.
Did we budget for this?
I think we missed this one in our budget process, I think we. but-
And so what it is it's our Miller Municipal Airport, the advertisement is for. Is there a copy of the ad that we had from last year? Do we have that?
I don't know for sure where it is, I sent a magazine, but I don't know who has it, I don't know if you got a copy of it,
It's probably out to the airport.
it might be, yeah, I don't know.
Is it kind of a nice
I
ad?
don't know if it's out there or not. But they stop here a lot. They're quite often.
Who does?
The Civil Air Patrol.
So do we need a motion?
If we want to continue, yes.
I make a motion, we continue.
You're moving what?
A motion to continue for the
Okay, we have a
195
motion
annual
to
fee.
continue the annual
I'll second.
magazine for what, $195 was it?
Yep.
We have a second to approve that, so we have a motion and a second to approve the annual $195 for the Civil Air Patrol lab. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Number 8, body cameras for the police department.
This is what Shannon gave me that he's looking at for body cameras. He says he can get 4 of this type for $1999.96 or $2,000. That's $500 for a body camera. And looking at it, that's why I got a copy for everybody. You can look at what it does and everything else. It doesn't sound too bad. I thought at first $500 isn't very much for a body cam. I thought they should be a little bit more expensive than that, but I think you did a report on, you only had one.
There's only one feedback on that particular one with 5 stars, but I don't know if it's a newer one.
Is Shannon out here yet?
No, he's gone.
Jim's out there.
Jim's out there.
Isn't Shannon the one that will make the decision on these cameras?
That would be my understanding he would be. He told me he was gonna order one because it kinda went over his spending authority here in 1996. I said the last communication I had with council was that they wanted him to order 4, irregardless of what the price was, and we would find a way to cover it. So,
That's why it would be good to have him here for this discussion, so we know more about the intentions and everything of these cameras, so.
If you buy them and don't use them, it does you absolutely no good.
But I think there needs to be a policy in place to where that has to be. And I think it's unfair for Jim to have to answer what the chief is responsible for, but that's my opinion.
no, I was just gonna ask Jim how what he thought of these, that's all.
I wonder if anybody, I mean, it'd be an easy thing to call here and to call somebody and say, well, what are you guys using? Call somebody who knows.
Or even our sheriff's department.
A sheriff, somebody who already is using body cams and maybe this is the one, I don't know.
I don't either. Well, like I said when I brought this up, my grandnephew is a works for the sheriff's department in Denver, but their body cams are a lot more extensive than what we need here. And he thought they were quite expensive. But I don't think we need a body cam that's gonna turn on the minute he pulls his gun out of his holster, the minute he turns the lights on the vehicle, the minute he exits the vehicle, they come on automatically down there. I don't think we need that here, but I don't know. If they're in a foot pursuit, they'll come on automatically there too.
I didn't figure he would, because it should be up to the chief of police. He said Jim doesn't know anything about it.
No, I just know that Jim was in favor of these, or a body cam.
They have some now, or
No,
no?
no,
Yeah, it's a kind of a Mustang nowadays.
it is. for
Do we need 4 of
everything.
them?
Each
Don't
officer,
really need 4, I wouldn't imagine. We get by with 2 as long as they charge them up. But that takes a while to charge too. These last, I think, if I read it, 10 hours of battery life.
Even if you had 3 though, every change of shift, it could be rotated in and out.
Rotated. I mean, this one sounds good to me. I mean, 1 button, instant record, recording, 10 hours of battery life, says enough for a full shift.
Is there a timeline on when these are gonna be ordered, or we're just gonna talk about it and
That's a Shannon question.
How long will
he's not here?
is this,
Call him.
how long is this price good for, this deal?
He didn't let me know.
I'm all for it, and I think maybe we should have a motion of these will be ordered by a certain date. And I think a motion to go with it, that these will be worn on every shift by the officer on every shift, and that's a directive from us. I think that's all great. I don't know anything about these, and if Shannon has done some research then, I mean, is he's convinced
My
that these are
understanding,
okay?
this is all he knows about them too, is
Is this?
what's printed here.
You know, for you and I or any of us to read and say, it sounds good, well, yeah, it sounds good, because it's the only one we've got to look at. I'm just hoping that he has, it's a simple thing, you don't even have to research it, you just call here and then you call Brookings and you call a few places and see what they're doing.
Cause
What
I
do you
don't
guys
know
think?
too many places who don't have body
Right.
cams in this day and age.
Yeah,
So I definitely think there needs to be a date set in stone when these need to be ordered by. And, I also think there needs to be a policy in place on how they're used. Cause it's not gonna do you any good to spend the money if they're not gonna get used by every single officer.
at each shift, yeah. And then that way, there's just no question, they know that our expectations are that they use them, and that just solves that.
If by having it on film, you can stop one lawsuit, they've paid for themselves many times over.
Jan?
It would just be easier to be able to ask questions, you know, what his intentions were to get them ordered and,
I just have his phone number, I don't have his cell, so I don't know.
I have a
he
cell
knew he
phone
was on the
my-
agenda.
If there is a grant available, it would be nice if we waited till next year so we could get the expenditure and the grant in the same year, which again is only a couple weeks, so.
Yeah.
Didn't Shannon say at one point there was some grant money
I
available?
think we thought there was, yeah.
Thought, I don't know.
Thought, but, you know, that's why we kinda need to get,
I think that's where we ran into a little bit of sticky too, is that we're waiting for a grant, and in the meantime, we're not getting this done. And was
But even
like,
if we do it January first, and we've got the whole year to get grant money, if we spend the money this year, grant money next year cannot be applied towards this year. So, it's just,
and they didn't have any grant money available for now?
I mean, that is something with like their vests and stuff, they have to buy them first and then apply for the grant. So, typically.
So the city would have to buy them anyway, and if you
Yeah.
get a grant,
but
you
we
get a
would have
grant.
to buy them in 2022 to be eligible for a 2022 grant.
Yeah,
obviously.
In
If
order
we
for
wait
the-
for 2 weeks and buy them, you got the whole year for a grant
The
to show
grant to
up.
come in.
Right.
yeah.
So, it'd just make it cleaner if we could do it all in one year, since we're so close to the end of the year.
I don't have his number.
What's that?
He's on the phone, Rod's on the phone with him.
You don't have his number?
Not a cell phone number, I call the police, but I'll get,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
They want
Ron's
you to
on the-
talk to us too, it's kinda unfair for them to have to wait.
Shannon's on his way.
huh?
Shannon's on his way.
Perfect. I think the house up there, they want to rezone it.
Oh, that's for that, yeah.
Should we go forward and then come back when Shannon gets here?
I would, in all fairness to others that are waiting.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you something.
We gonna go on waiting for Shannon?
No,
Ron, should we just go on to the next item and then we'll come back to this when Shannon gets here?
Okay, we'll move on to number 9, which is ordinance number 728. An automatic supplement found on page 17. Be it ordained by the city of Miller that, this is ordinance number 728. Be it ordained by the city of Miller that the following sum of supplementary appropriated to meet the obligations of the municipality, and it's a capital improvement, airport project, and the source of funding is federal grants, $70,000. This will be the first reading. So we'll need a motion to approve or reject ordinance number 728.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve ordinance number 728.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, we'll vote by roll call. I'm gonna start with Alderman Schwartz.
Aye.
Alderman Zeller.
Aye.
Alderman Odegaard.
Aye.
Alderman Rangel.
Aye.
Alderwoman Lichty.
Aye.
Alderman Steer.
Aye.
Hearing 6 ayes and no nays, the motion carries by a unanimous ballot. Motion carried. Now, let's go back to number 8, which is body cameras for the police department.
I thought there was nothing to be discussed about this. Tony, we talked about this the other day,
You did.
and we were gonna buy those 4 of them that I've been looking
And I
at.
brought this to the council, and they wanted to ask questions about these, and when you're gonna order them and all of that, so.
Well, I plan on ordering some this week.
Okay, that's what
Yeah,
they
you
want
know.
to
Do you have any grant money for this year for those?
No, there's,
So Shayla discussed maybe waiting until January, cause then you'd have a year to find if there was grant money, some grant money available.
well, the problem with grant money is, Tammy, you know, you gotta have it first before you can buy stuff. So, I mean, if I buy these cameras and the grant comes through, there's a chance we're not gonna be able to go back,
Right.
you know?
So,
But I get the feeling that, you don't want me to wait anymore, so I'm gonna,
Well, I think it's important, for your safety too, I mean, there's not a whole lot of departments, I don't think, in today's day and age with all the lawsuits and things that go big, bad, and ugly wrong in traffic stops, that
well,
they are important. You don't feel they are important?
believe me, I carry recordings. I carry recording equipment, I always have. There's not a body camera, no, but I carry recordings.
But you don't feel
I do.
body cameras are really necessary?
Well, we're gonna get body cameras, yeah, we're gonna get body cameras. But I do carry recording equipment with me.
So back to this, if we wait until the first and we order them, then a potential grant for the rest of the year doesn't apply to these cameras?
There's a possibility it might not,
But there's a possibility that it would.
yeah. But, I mean, if I order the cameras and the grant comes through and they don't pay for it, then they don't pay for it.
Right.
Right.
You know, the grant pays for 50%.
And so the other thing with this, one of the questions we had, do we need 4 of them? Do you feel like everybody should have their own?
I think at that price, $500 a piece, yeah. If the grant pays for 1,000, or pays for half of it, anyway, you're looking at $250. I mean, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's an issue. I think we don't share guns, we don't share tasers. We shouldn't share body cameras either.
Did you compare these particular ones to other units out there?
There's
Did any
some-
reviews?
Yeah, there's some units out there too that are the same price, but I think these are probably a little bit better.
Is this what some of the other police forces are using, or?
Well, there's several different styles, several different cameras out there. You know, we have a video camera that we have in a patrol car, that's by Martel Electronics. Martel Electronics makes these body cameras, so I'm familiar with the company. We've done business with that company for probably 15 years, 10, 15 years at least. And they make body cameras now.
I guess my question basically was, is this the most bang for your buck, or, you know, I mean,
Well, there's some other cameras I was looking at too that are the same price. And there's some features on there that I didn't like on those cameras, but I like some features on these cameras here.
I think if you've checked into these and you're comfortable with them, are you aware of any other city or department that uses these particular cameras?
I didn't go out and find any,
And
no.
call Huron or anybody and
No,
say.
no, we've used their video camera equipment before.
Right, so you're happy with that?
I'm happy with
Yeah,
it, yeah.
so, okay.
You know, I'd like to point out to the council that I have a $1,000 spending limit too. So, I mean, I could just go ahead and order these. And 2 now and 2 next, or in 2 weeks or whatever.
We're not against ordering them and getting them paid for.
We want to do this.
Yeah. So that's not an issue, we just had a few questions that, you know.
Well, I want to too, okay? And that's why I talked to Tony the other day about it. You know, I got a $1,000 spending limit, and we don't need to discuss it in the city council, I'll just go ahead and get them.
I think that would be great. I think we would all like to see that done. You know, put the order in tomorrow, if that's the case, and get 2 coming. And if we're gonna wait till next year to do 2 more, whatever, we'll do 2 more, but.
Yeah. I guess that's my plan, anyway, that's my plan. And I guess if I go over budget, is this council gonna supplement me the $1,000?
I think it's already been stated that we would find a way to pay for the cameras.
Well, okay, because I don't think budget supplements, you can't really supplement a budget in this late of the year. I think it's gotta be by October, I believe.
Yeah, we can't supplement. We're at the deadline tonight of any additional supplements. 'Cause it has to be read twice and published and all that, so tonight's the last night we can supplement anything. So. I was trying to pull up your budget, but for some reason I can't get my,
There's $40,000 left, that was as of last week.
okay.
But with this pay period that came out today, it's a bigger one. So I don't know where I'm really sitting at right now, and we got one more pay period coming out.
But you don't really have any other expenses, do you?
No, I don't think so.
'Cause our
Just
utilities.
fuel, heating, you know, telephone, that sort of thing, telephone, electricity, that sort of thing.
Electricity comes out tonight too, so tomorrow we'll know once she processes that, we'll have a really good idea what your budget is.
So what you're saying is, if we wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks to order, then we'd be in next year's.
Budget, yeah.
And we wouldn't have to even worry about
Yep.
supplementing your budget.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be any guessing. It's coming out of next year and we could
You could supplement my budget next year.
supplement the
if you had
budget
to.
next year.
But it's like Shannon saying, he can order 2 now. He has $1,000 spending authority.
The authority,
Doesn't mean he has.
that doesn't mean he has the money.
But he probably is gonna have the money, because I don't think it's gonna take that much to do his electric and all that, I wouldn't
If
imagine.
you-
Put it on credit card, it won't come out until next year anyway,
Actually, that would be very true.
right?
And we get 1% back on it.
Well, wouldn't it be simpler just to order in 2 weeks and have them come after the
doing it?
first of the year and then pay for them, and then you don't have to worry about supplementing the budget.
And if a grant deal does come up, you
I'd
can,
say that's the simplest way. It's only gonna be 2 weeks. Otherwise, if you're gonna buy two and you're gonna wait for grants, you're gonna be a year down the road getting this done.
Matter of fact, I talked to my salesman
Well,
I
The
talked
way I
to
look at this deal,
I talked to my salesman on last Thursday. I can order them now, and he can bill us for next year.
well, this is the way I look at this deal. This is no different than safety equipment for the sewer and water department or whoever. For you guys, and there's no need to wait until something happens and then start ordering something that you should have had before.
So if you can order them now and pay for them after the
Yeah,
first of the
I
year,
think you can
that's a
order
no-brainer.
it now
That's a
and have it
no-brainer.
come after the
Yeah.
first of the year, and then it'll be done.
But if I order them now and I pay for them next year, that's $2,000. So I only have $1,000 spending limit. So I guess, you know, you folks are gonna have to make a motion for me to do that all at once.
I don't foresee that being a problem at all, because we think it's important for you and everyone else involved, and I appreciate you coming back in and answering the questions that we have, and
Well, you can thank YouTube, because I was watching it on YouTube, so I was on my way back over.
oh, okay.
So, well, then are you okay if I order all four then?
For
No.
next year delivery.
For next year's budget? Yeah,
for
that's-
next year's budget. So if it's for next year's budget, then we can still apply for the grants. But you should probably have the body cameras in a couple of weeks. What do you expect?
I
You
guess.
know how long it takes to
I
get
don't know how long, but the salesman did tell me he's got cameras in stock, and there's a problem with getting microchips, as we all hear, because of the COVID thing and everything like that. So, I mean, when he runs out, there's gonna be a problem, probably getting microchips for these cameras, you know? So, I mean, I need to get right on it and order these now.
So I think we should just go ahead and have a motion to approve all this.
Guess I would make the motion, we order them for next year's budget, basically,
Order them immediately
to be paid.
to be paid out of next year's.
To be delivered or paid out of next year's budget. However that reads.
And I visited with the city attorney the other day on a body camera policy, and I found when I sent it to her, so she's reviewing it right now. So, because we have to have a policy too for it.
So we'll approve the policy at
You'll
a
approve.
later date.
Well, yeah, along with my policy manual, you approve that. There's some other things I want her to
we
look
got
at too.
a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to order the body camera for the police department and have it put on next year's budget.
And so are we putting that is understood? Do we need to put a date? You're gonna order those immediately then, tomorrow?
Yep.
Have those ordered.
Are you gonna actually use them prior to this policy coming out?
Well, that's something I'll visit with the city attorney on anyway, but if we have to push that through, we'll push that through. There's no sense having a bunch of equipment if you're not gonna use it.
Is there any more discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried.
Now, I don't have to watch YouTube anymore, do I?
Nope,
But it's
Thanks
exciting.
for coming back.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Shannon, don't leave.
Thanks for coming back, Sean. Ordinance number 729 is to rezone, found on page 18. It's an ordinance to amend ordinance number 448 of the city of Miller, amending the official zoning act to include certain property in the light commercial zone district. Be it ordained by the Common Council of the city of Miller, South Dakota, the official zoning map of the city of Miller, South Dakota be amended to include lots 1 and 2, block 2 and 3, or 23, Udall J. Miller Sedition, City of Miller, County of Han, State of South Dakota, also known as 326 West 2nd Street, and be designated in the light commercial zone district, thus amended to zone the described property from a residential district to a light commercial district is conditional upon the property continuing to be used for operating sunflower cleaning services, a professional cleaning business.
Yes, sir.
And I presume you're the one.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is Jarrett Lister. This is my wife, Cassidy. We're the owners of Sunflower Cleaners. We recently moved to the community just a couple weeks ago. Well, about, I guess, officially a week ago. And we're really happy to be here. I wasn't quite sure about what this all meant exactly, but yeah, we're going to be running our small cleaning company out of our garage in our home. There won't be any signage on the roads or anything like that. We're just a family-owned operated business, and so there won't be commercial vehicles running in and out of there or anything like that disturbing the neighborhood, just us. So, and we're asking the council to approve so we can move forward and, you know, bring our services to this community.
How much seed are you talking?
Excuse me?
How much seed are you talking?
Seed?
Yeah.
No seed at all, sir. We're just a cleaning business.
That's her name.
Yeah, sunflower cleaners.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, we do.
I thought you were cleaning sunflowers.
That would be a lot of seeds for in town, absolutely. Yeah, just to give you a little background on what we do, we're a residential and commercial cleaning company. We do interior, exterior, obviously, janitorial work on the commercial side. In addition to that, we do power washing of outdoor houses, windows, roofs, sidewalks, that sort of thing. We're hoping to move into snow removal this winter, but we're working towards that right now as far as getting loans to get more equipment. So that's about it.
Have you been doing this cleaning business for a while?
We have, yeah. We actually grew our business in Grand Coulee, Washington, and because of some of the COVID restrictions going on in Washington State, we've basically been locked down for 2 years. Our family decided we'd like to move to a place that allows us a lot more freedoms in life, which is wonderful that Miller does. And so, long story short, we looked long and hard for a small farming community, which is like the one we came from, and for like-minded people like us. And so we found Miller, and I think we drove in about 12 o'clock at night, and you know, we decided right then this was it. And we found the house, and a month later we bought it. So, yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
Good story.
Yeah, welcome to town.
Thank you.
How much equipment are you gonna have in that area that your garage?
There'll be no exposed equipment at all in the yard.
Okay.
Everything will be either in the garage or in the basement of our home.
Okay.
Nothing outside. Well, possibly a snowplow on a truck. Yeah.
And they bring 6 kids.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. We got 6 kids in tow.
Oh, better yet.
Very cool.
Yeah, awesome.
That's why you live that swimming pool.
Yeah.
That's correct, sir.
And swing set right in your backyard.
Right in the backyard,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for choosing Miller.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. We
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We love it.
We'll be glad to have you in business.
We're looking forward to it. We've been advertising, and matter of fact, we had our very first client today. We booked several, but we had our very first client today, and with raving reviews, and so we're thinking that it's going to explode really quickly, which is going to allow us to hire people within the community, which we're definitely looking to do right away. and be able to set up a few crews and get people working. So,
Super.
Perfect.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I'd make a motion to approve ordinance number 729.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the first reading of ordinance 729. We have to vote by roll call, so I'm gonna start with Alderman Steers,
Aye.
Alderwoman Lichty,
Aye.
Alderman Randall,
Aye.
Alderman Odegaard,
Aye. Aye.
Alderman Zeller,
Aye.
Alderman Schwartz.
Aye.
Hearing 6 ayes and no nays, the motion carried by unanimous ballot. Motion carried.
Good for you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Good for you.
Welcome.
Good luck.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
That's fun.
Building
Not very
permit,
often we get to do fun stuff like
Trudy
that.
Stevens, a trailer house.
Yeah, she's really great. Well, thank you. Sure, absolutely. Well,
Your building permit pulled around?
Yeah. Ron's, it didn't go that direction?
I didn't see it.
Jeff hasn't seen that yet. Has everybody else seen it?
Ron, Jeff hasn't seen it yet.
What are these folks?
We probably better approve it, the trailer's already there.
Did you write it
It
down?
has been for
I
a
didn't
while.
write it down. What's
All
in
you gotta do is
there?
drive by, it's there
Looks like
already.
it's,
So all you gotta do is
Garrett?
drive by, it's there already.
Jarrett
Jarrett,
The trailer.
Cassidy Lister.
Lister.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Lister.
That's been there for a couple weeks.
Lister.
I didn't get a chance to look at the address.
What's that?
915 West
Eisman
First
brought
Avenue
it
down
in.
here. Just on First Avenue, trailer park over there.
Bought it.
That would be one
They moved the trailer.
Bought it
to-
Eisman, they brought it in there, set it down, I don't know.
Faith Cahallen's
I would've
old
wanted
house.
it a
Oh,
lot
they did, they
too,
bought
lower
Faith
than
on
it
it.
is.
There's a lot of skirting.
Very nice.
They didn't want you looking down the
Before our
street.
meeting tonight, it's about 2 hours.
That's fine, they blocked a couple other ones over there I don't wanna see real bad.
Yeah. No, that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, huge
I didn't know
improvement.
you had to
Okay.
get the ordinance changed when other people have business they run through their house.
For a light, yeah.
I was hoping they didn't do like the other two that got
Oh,
moved in
because it's
over there.
Yeah, 'cause it's a
Some
light
really
commercial.
old ones that,
That's really fun.
Boy, they're not even worth having anymore, the old ones. 2-inch walls.
It's already there, right?
They just bought the place, so they didn't really know what they needed to do, so this is kinda new for them. The trailer house is already there.
Who just bought the place?
Terry and Trudy Stevens,
About
they
the
just
trailer
bought
park.
that trailer park up by the park.
Oh, okay.
They bought the whole park?
Yep.
I make a motion to approve building permit.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the building permit. Is there any discussion?
So it's a building permit for a trailer house in the trailer park that's already.
It's in the trailer park. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Okay, water and sewer project. We have 3 payment requests. So I'm gonna start out with letter A. Is TLC Olson payment number 13 for $121,520.99 found on page 15.
My page 15, snow.
Or is that, no, that's 19.
19.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and pay TLC Wilson's payment number 13.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carries.
Excuse.
B is SPN Phase 2 invoices 25088 through 25090 and 25093 through 25095 for a total of $29,207.87.
I'll make a motion, we pay SPN Phase 2 invoices for $29,207.87.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and second to pay SPN Phase 2 invoices 25088 through 25090 and 25091. I scribbled through it, 093 through 25095 for $5,207.87. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. C is SPN Phase 2 invoices 25072 through 25074 for $2,425.50.
I'd make a motion to pay SBN Phase 3 invoices for $2,425.50.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pay SPN invoice, or Phase 3 invoices 25072 through 25074 for $2,425.50. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Number 13 is the airport project, and there's 3 letters with this. So we have A is a Midland Contracting revised change order number 2, and that's found on page 25.
I'd make a motion to approve that change order.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve change order number 2 for Midland Contracting. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. B, Midland Contracting estimate number 5, $34,767.57 found on page 26.
I'll make a motion, we pay Midland Contracting number 5 for $34,767.57.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to pay Midland Contracting estimate number 5 for $34,767.57. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. C, Helms and Associates invoices 25067 and 25102 for $3,532.87, and that's found on pages 27 and 28. I'd entertain a motion to pay those invoices.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to pay Helms and Associates invoices number 25067 and 25102. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we now have a motion and a second to pay Helms and Associates invoices 25067 and 25102 for a total of $3,632.87. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried.
I think we just got it.
Approval of the bills.
I make a motion, we pay the bills.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve of the bills. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried.
Construction meeting is at 10 a.m. over the phone, if any, the last one of the year.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
We're gonna have it in here though, Sheila, right? So anybody that wants to come in, we hook it up right here.
Is there anything else that needs to come before the council before we adjourn? If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion carried and the meeting's adjourned at 8:31.
Keisha, how big a deer did you get? Huh? Really?
But Miller Press identified me as Hunter, Keisha Veronica. So I really appreciate that. Did you see that?
I saw that in the paper that you were shooting or gutting a deer or something.
I was Hunter, Keisha Veronica.
Yes.
And he was just Joe Veronica.
Oh, it's great.
I'm gonna call him that next time I see
Well,
him.
he got one now.
Just
I
Joe
said-
Veronica.
I said, well, I guess.
So you weren't the hunter?
So if you just want to
You weren't the one hunting it?
I was one hunting that day. He wasn't.
I don't like his
That's mine. Joe's is a little bigger than mine.
That's a nice
Takes
one.
him out of his way to come up here and explain something.
3x3 or 4x4?
4x4.
That's an old deer.
It's good.
No, looking at face to face.
It's a good thing we have.
Bigger than one I shot this year.
Not my biggest one.